Today we are going to discuss about the 6th class second lesson, Globe, a model of the Earth. So lesson name is Globe, a model of the Earth. So we knew that Earth is covered by the large portion of water. So due to this water, Earth looks in a blue color. So even Earth is called as a blue planet. And coming to the shape of the Earth, Earth looks like a ball. And coming to the next question, what is globe? So this answer is a globe is nothing but a model of the Earth. So what is globe? This answer is a model of the Earth. And now come to the main point. So most of the people will have the doubt that if you look at the Earth, the person who is standing north pole or upper part, so he may have doubt that the person who is standing down or middle of the Earth, so he may falls down from the Earth. But it doesn't happen. So the person who is standing the lower part of the earth or else middle part of the earth, he may fall off from the earth. We feel that. Who feels that? The person who is standing up. But it never happens. Why? Because earth is acting like a powerful magnet. So since childhood we are studying that earth has a gravitational power. So due to this gravitational power, earth is pulling every person and everything towards earth. Even if we try to jump from the earth also, so we come back. So we never fall off from the earth. And coming to the shape of the earth. So we have a doubt that what is the shape of the earth, and just now we discussed that earth looks like a ball, but it's not exactly. So what is the correct answer? What is the shape of the earth? So earth doesn't look like a perfect sphere, or earth does not have the perfect round shape. So keep in mind that. So we will get the question, so what is the shape of the earth? Perfect sphere or perfect round? So these both are wrong answers. So earth does not have the perfect sphere shape, as well as earth does not have the perfect round shape. So why? So what are the reasons, due to which reasons earth does not look like a perfect sphere or round? Means there are two reasons. So first, one reason is if you observe the poles, the north pole and south pole. So near the poles, the earth near the poles little bit pressed here. So little bit pressed at the poles. This is the first reason, and the second reason is, so we knew that the middle of the earth, one line is passing, which is the largest latitude, which is called as the equator. So near the equator, so here slightly bulged here. So middle of the earth slightly bulged. First reason is at the poles a little bit pressed, and the second reason is at the equator little slightly bulged here. So if you observe the maps or globes, so we never find these differences. So why? Because due to the slight differences, they never mention these two things. And coming to the one more interesting thing here. So if you observe the shape of the earth, or if you keep traveling from one point to or in one direction without turning back, so we come back to the same point, or we come back to the same position. Example, one person started traveling from this place, and if his most front and he never turned back again, so he reached to the same point here. So this proves that earth is round. So means if we start traveling from one point, so we'll reach to the same place or same position again. But in the 1600 AD, before the 1600 AD, so the people believed that earth was flat. The people believed that earth was flat, and if we keep traveling on the earth, at the edge of the earth, we fall off from the earth and into the sky. So they believed that they fall into the sky. So main reason of this was they believed earth was not round, they believed earth was flat. But since 1600 AD onwards, the scientists and the sailors started researching on this, and they started traveling from one place to another place, and they have found that earth is round. In the first time in 1492, the CE is nothing but common era. The meaning of AD is Anno Domini and CE means Common Era. In a 1492, in the CE Common Era, the first sailor, the Columbus, right? Columbus was from Italy. He started traveling towards the American side, western side, and he reached to the Caribbean islands, and he thought that that is the India. He reached to the Caribbean islands, and he thought that that was the India. Why? Because the people were looking in black in color, and he thought that was the India, but not actually. So that was named as, later on, that was named as the West Indies. So keep in mind, the first person who reached to the American side, American route, means who discovered the sea route of America means Columbus, and who discovered the American continent means Amerigo Vespucci. So it's a GK question. Who discovered the sea route of America is nothing but Columbus, and who discovered the American continent, America continent means Amerigo Vespucci. And now let us discuss about the topic of oceans and continents. So if you observe on the globe, the most surface of the earth consists of water as well as land. So the water part is nothing but covered by the ocean, and the land part is covered by continents. And now we shall see that how many oceans are there. There are 5 oceans. If you observe in order, if you observe in a size, the first, which is the largest ocean, means the Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean. And the second ocean is Atlantic. The third one, Indian Ocean. And the fourth one, Antarctic Ocean. And fifth one is Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is the smallest ocean, and the largest ocean is the Pacific Ocean. And coming to the continents, in order wise, if you observe, which is the largest continent on the world, means Asia is the largest continent. Biggest continent. And coming to the second place goes to the Africa, and the third place North America, fourth one South America, and fifth one Antarctica, sixth one Europe, and seventh one Australia. Australia is the smallest continent, and Asia is the biggest continent. And if you observe the poles, North Pole and South Pole, so these are all covered with the ice. So the North Pole has the frozen ocean. The frozen ocean is called as a Arctic Ocean, and the South Pole has a huge accumulation of ice. So this is called as a Antarctic shield of ice. And keep in mind, the North Pole is nothing but frozen ocean, and this ocean name is Arctic Ocean, and the South Pole is accumulation of ice, and it is called as a Antarctic shield of ice. So now we are going to discuss about lines on the globe. So you will see many lines across the globe. Some run from the North Pole to South Pole, and some runs from the west to east. So these lines are imaginary lines. These imaginary lines were used by the map makers. Even in India also, some of the like a scientist, Aryabhatta was used these lines. So these lines were called as the latitudes and the longitudes. And these latitudes and longitudes are helpful to locate the places. Now firstly we shall discuss about the latitudes. And first we see that latitudes are divided into north and south. So these lines are drawn from west to east, but extended from middle of the line, like equator, from equator to north side 90 degrees, and from the middle of the equator to southern side 90 latitudes. So totally we have a 180 latitudes. And if you come to the longitudes, these longitudes are connecting to the 2 poles, from North Pole to South Pole. So these lines are equal in size. Comparing to the latitudes, the latitude size decreases from the equator to the pole side. So middle of the line, like nothing but equator is the largest latitude, but 90-degree latitude, if you observe, it looks like a dot. So it means the size is decreasing. But coming to the longitudes, these lines are equal in size. So this size never decreases. and these lines are imaginary lines. And firstly, we shall discuss about the latitudes. So in a latitude, which is the longest line, means equator is the longest line. So this equator is dividing Earth into two equal halves or two hemispheres. This latitude is dividing Earth into two equal halves, nothing but northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. And now we have two questions in this. So first question is, in which hemisphere is India located? First question is, in which hemisphere is India located? India located in northern hemisphere. And coming to the second question, in which hemisphere, means which hemisphere has more water than land? So southern or southern hemisphere has more water than land. So means the northern hemisphere is covered by the large portion of land. But coming to the southern portion or southern hemisphere is covered by the large portion of water. So these two are GK questions. And coming to the longitudes. So these longitudes are same in length, and the line nothing but 0 degree longitude is called as a Greenwich longitude, and it is passing from London, the capital city of England. And opposite of this 0 degree longitude is called as a 180 degree longitude. And this 180 degree east and west longitude are, so it is called as a international date line. So opposite of 0 degree longitude, 180 degree longitude is located, and this line is called as a 180 degree east and west longitude or international date line. And these latitudes and longitudes are covering it's forming like a grid shape on Earth.